Streaming. Hopefully. I hope I'm streaming. I hope I'm streaming. YouTube. Starting. You're starting my stream, YouTube, correct? I see some stuff on screen that coincides with me maybe streaming. I am now live. All right. Well, hello, folks. I wanted to do this live. How's it going, everybody? Let me make sure I wanted to do this live. I wanted to finally update everyone who is, waiting on the R contest to be revealed, all that. I want to make sure my stream health is actually good. So let me refresh this page. Now, I am doing this as I do all things, of course, not as prepared as I should be. This should definitely be. Is the stream okay? Everything good with the stream? I just want to make sure before we get started here. Everything should be fine, right? What are we saying about page 9? Are we talking about the My Hero chapter? Is that a thing in the community right, everyone? All right, stream is good. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for who's staying up and all that stuff. I will try to make this as fast as possible, you Clace, so you can go to sleep. I won't take up much of your time at all. First, obviously, I want to say thank you to everyone. And there's quite a few amount of people. I want to say thank you to everyone who sent in art submissions, who sent in even just like an email letting me know like, hey, this is my idea for your character. This is my idea for the quirk they should have. This is my idea for the name. Anyone who like just spent any amount of time being a part of this, thank you so much. Because honestly, this was such a stupid idea. This, me asking you guys to come up with a mascot for me and all that kind of stuff, like, it's such a dumb idea, but you guys put in so much time and effort and love and just so much precious energy into it. And I really, and I don't even understand how to explain it to you, really appreciate everyone that took the time to enter. Like, I don't understand the thought that people would take the time. You know what I mean? Like, some people really took out a lot of time to get that done. So thank you. Of course, I'm just going to clap for all the people that put in entries. On top of that, I'm going to hit the intro button. So let's go. Let's get through these. Okay, so I don't have most of these in a very particular order. What I tried to do, is I tried to put in some of the drawn art entries and some of the digital art entries. And I think I picked about 20 that I want to show off on stream, and we're going to go through them. I want to make sure now that I have the folder that has the people's names next to the art, so I can call out names when and of course right now this is refusing to load. Okay, there it goes. All right, so let's get started, I guess, right? Is that what we're gonna do? Let's do it. Number 1, the first entry that I'm gonna show you guys right here. This comes from Curtis. Now, I can't get too in-depth. This is going to be right up as soon as, thank you for reminding me, Cherry Johnson. This is going to be right up on the channel as soon as the stream is over, so you can go back and rewatch it. All right. So, this one is by Curtis. This is actually one of the first submissions that I got in, and I wanted to show it off. I wanted to show off some of the early submissions that I got in just to thank all those people for being right on top of the ball. This one, pretty much, the idea was for me to have leaf claws. And I thought that was a really interesting idea. I thought, like, just thinking of having a character that can, like, just grab someone from far away, slice someone up from far away, all that kind of stuff. I thought that was a really good idea. Now, one of the restrictions that I gave people was that my head had to be a pineapple, but I didn't say that the rest of my body had to be. So the arms being sort of like these creature arms, I think actually looks really cool. And as a reminder to anyone who is looking at these art entries and they're like, well, how would someone who drew their entry, how would they have won? One of the things that we did say when we were starting the art contest was anyone could bring in an entry, even if you were not that great at drawing, I wanted everyone to feel like they could submit an entry, because at the end of the day, if a person won, it's all about the design, right? I know you guys usually might see those arts online of like a kid drawing a cool design and then their parent is like an expert artist and they like take it to the next level. That was kind of my idea for this contest. If someone won with a design like this, that was sent in, drawn, I was gonna have it redone by a professional artist so we could see the design really shine in full detail. So thank you to Curtis for sending in your submission. I really appreciate it. You're gonna hear me how much I appreciate people 5,000 times in this stream. So, and I don't have a script or anything prepared for this. We're kind of doing this just right now. It's time to finally get this done. The Switch is on his way to my house. It'll be here tomorrow, so it's time. So thank you, Curtis. Let's get to the next entry here. Now this one was sent in by Evan Gallardo. And there's a couple things. It might not be apparent right away that this is worthy of being shown off on stream, but honestly, look at the line work here. This was obviously done by crayon, right? Or maybe by color pencil. And I am reading chat, but I'm going to completely lose track of things if I pay too much attention to chat. His face, yes, thank you, chat. His face is one of the number one reasons I wanted to show this design off. This is beautiful. This is secretly artistic genius here, because I'm personally not a huge fan of the superhero design with the little like tidy whities, like the Superman kind of thing. And I'm not a massive fan of capes, right? And this is like a crayon design, but this design happens to have like, there's like a love, you know what I mean? Like, look at his face. There's something behind this that I really, really appreciated. So thank you so much to Evan Gallardo for setting this in. I really appreciate it. The face, the fact that the mouth is right next to the eyes is hilarious to me. So I really appreciate you setting that one in. Let's get to the next one. This one, surprisingly, actually for a while was in my top 3 out of all the entrances that I got. This one I honestly thought, if it was redrawn by Dull Pen or another one of the amazing artists that I talked to, this might actually be a really winner design, because it's basic. And look, I am not a huge fan of having the whole skin be kind of like pineapple kind of textured, but this kind of looks like a leotard of some sort. I feel like this could look really cool. I feel like this one could look really cool, especially as like a chibi sort of design. There is definitely a lot of fun that I could have with this design. So I appreciate, make sure I get your name, Mr. Haggerty, which I see in the chat. I appreciate you for setting this entrance in. I made sure to make these images on the stream that you're seeing with the red dot in the background stuff. So, make sure that you could see them and stuff like that. So thank you, Mr. Haggerty. You're in the chat. I see you in there. I appreciate you. Thank you for this entrance. This actually was one of my favorites for quite a while. We just got so many that it got outpaced by a few others. But I really, really appreciate you setting this one in. And, you're great. So thank you so much. Let's get to the next one. This one was sent in by Cypher. Now, there's a few things I really like about this one. First off, I mained a Warlock in Destiny when I did play it, and this gives me total Destiny vibes, total Warlock vibes. He looks like he's holding a little Nova Bomb in his hand, and I guess you could say that maybe it makes it a little less creative, but this is lit. Like, look at it. It's awesome. It's inspired apparently by like Greek stuff, and there's a lot behind it, but pretty much the idea behind this character was that he could use the attributes of a pineapple in really, really extreme ways to give himself immunity, make him stronger, strengthen his bones, digest food quicker, all sorts of stuff. What's wrong with my voice? Right, I'm kind of coming off being sick still, so I hope my voice isn't too hard to like deal with right now. But whatever. And I'm also screaming due to excitement after being sick, so I'm sure that's not helping. Now, the little ball in his hand that you will see is actually supposed to be a little ball of destruction that he somehow makes with it. Do I know Hitman Reborn? I love Hitman Reborn. that he makes with his pineapple powers. Thank you, Bro Pro Productions, for the $2 dono. Love your channel, man. I really enjoyed the MHA vids. I'm working on a lot more stuff. It's coming up soon. I'm actually getting a lot of stuff done by the No Capes person who does the hero costume upgrades. I have some stuff for Tokoyami coming, Shinso. I don't want to spoil it. There's a lot of stuff coming on the way that I don't want to spoil. But I really appreciate you, Bro Pro. Thanks for the dono. So the ball that you see in his hand pretty much is a ball of just pure like pineapple potential, I guess. And it's supposed to be like destructive in nature. And I just thought like anyone who gives me projectiles is gonna get bonus points because I always love playing as magicians and all sorts of stuff like that. If you give me a shot, I'll eat a fruit. Shout out to Gabe Jones in the chat. I really like the idea of just having something like a Chibaku Tensei or something like intense as like what does that have to do with pineapples? You know what I mean? It just, there's a funny quality behind that I really appreciate. So thank you again to, I want to make sure I get your name on stream. Thank you again to Cypher. I really appreciate this entry. I like the little wraps around the fingers on the gloves. Like there's a strange amount of detail here that I really appreciate. The ball was made from pineapple juice crushed to extreme forces to create a black hole. That's my explanation. See, that's ridiculous, but I love that it's ridiculous because one of the things that I did ask you guys to do was just find a way to just take the pineapple thing and just make it bonkers. And a lot of people definitely did a really good job at doing that. So let's get to the next one. This one was sent in by, let me make sure I get your name. This one was sent in by Very Much Intensity. And this is another one of the drawn entries. Hero named Juicy. Now, I did like the idea of Juicy. And this is another one of those drawn designs that I actually really did consider having redrawn. So that I could showcase the design. Because there actually is some strong value here. I really do like the idea of having kind of like a jacket for the mascot. And the jacket here is pretty swaggy. It kind of looks like Naruto's jacket a little bit in his Sage's Sixth Path form, but I like the idea of having a character that has gadgets. I'm really a big fan of just like gadgets and technology and stuff like that. So having a character that has like 2 wrist gadgets and he can make it pretty much rain pineapples and like a sort of like storm of destruction, and I think that's really cool. And the visor is just another I like tech, so you know what I mean? Like it's just them goggles are really awesome, and I like the hero named Juicy. So thank you very much to Very Much Intensity for sending in the submission. Let's get to the next one. This one, hero named Pina Colada. Now, right off the bat, let's just establish hero named Pina Colada is probably not the most original hero name. And I got a lot of hero name Pina Coladas, but I wanted to make sure that I did pick at least one to showcase on the list, or people would be like, I mean, he didn't even show a hero named Pina Colada. Like, how many entries could he have gotten? No. There was a lot of Pina Colada pineapple heroes, but this one I thought was really interesting because this one has these arm blades that kind of also work as like shields. And I really like how the hair was redone to be more anime style. I think the goggles are interesting. I don't know if he's going to be diving in water or whatnot. But another thing that I really do appreciate is the fact that there's a utility belt that has all sorts of interesting stuff with this design. There's flashbang grenades, there's healing stuff, there's like rope, there's all sorts of stuff that just like, you know, things that a hero would actually need. That it's important to have. I like the little pineapple bracers, and I guess that is where those pineapple blades and all that stuff is coming from. So I'm not quite a fan of the t-shirt. I feel like, you know, he kind of looks like a pineapple ninja of sorts, with the baggy pants, the slippers, and the t-shirt. So maybe this person was a big fan of Naruto. But again, I'm going to make sure I get your name here. Jacob, thank you so much for sending this entrant in. Again, this is one of, you know, because you're seeing it, this is one of my favorite drawn art submissions that you guys sent in. So, you know, and I think we're a good way into the list of the drawn art submissions. So let's get to the next one. Now, this one is interesting. This one was sent in by Phil. That's pretty much the only name that I have for this person. And this, I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man, of course, right? So I love the idea of being able to web swing. And so giving me pretty much an excuse to steal web swinging with the vines is amazing. And I wasn't a massive fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but there definitely is a lot of design notes on this character that kind of remind me of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle type design. And I see you guys in the comments are saying it too. And he actually has it a little TMNT flair with the. It seems like there's a bandana around the eyes, and there's also a bandana around the hairs to make the hair kind of like more in line. And I did go through a phase of wearing Hawaiian shirts, I feel like in high school. So I really kind of like the idea of having a mascot with a Hawaiian shirt on and having like and once again, I'm not a huge fan of having all the skin being pineapple toned, but having the elbow pads, the knee pads, and stuff like that be pineapple armor, I think that's actually really creative. Again, I'm not a huge fan of having cookout slippers on. We'll say I feel like if this was my hero design, I would be getting straight up flamed by the other hero. But and for anyone that is asking me to look at the quirk bio and stuff like that, I have read through all of these like extensively. So, but yeah, this guy is like, it's a very interesting design. And if it wasn't for the fact that all of the skin on the body looked like pineapple texture, I would probably place this a little higher on the list actually. But unfortunately, you know, it's just one of those things that it comes down to personal preference. And yeah, I appreciate you, Phil. I appreciate just the idea of having a character that can turn his body into pineapple parts and use it in different ways. Like this pretty much is the idea of a living pineapple, right? So I mean, you really took the idea of the character being a living pineapple and made it part of his quirk. So you know, bonus points for that. I appreciate you sending the entrance in. I can't believe that. Like I still can't believe that people took all the work to send these in. Thank you so much again, everyone. I don't see any. All right, let me read the. Make a video on a manga chapter. The Doctor stealing quirk theory may have been correct. Appreciate you too, Pineapple. Thank you for making it. Lag. Oh no, it's lagging. Oh no. 1 second. Let me double check that because I want to make sure we get all this information loud and clear. Lagging a little bit. Okay, let me close. Let me just make sure I close a few things that don't need to be open right now. Like that. Like that. Like that. That doesn't have to be open either. That doesn't have to be open either. I'm sorry that I'm having to do this in the middle of the stream, but I just want to make sure that it's not lagging at all. Even if it's only a little bit, I would rather it not. All right. So, of course, thank you so much to, I believe this was Phil that sent this in. Thank you so much to Phil. We're almost done with the drawn art submissions. Let's get to the next one. Now, this is one that I actually am still, even though it's not the winner of the contest, this is one that I'm actually still thinking of using somehow. And I might talk to the person that sent it in. This kind of gives me like a Borderlands vibe. Do you see what I mean? It gives me like an Apex kind of Borderlands vibe thing. And the person who sent it in, I mean, they really went for it because they're going to be the reason that I have to say the following words. Honestly, I don't like the P that's on his face. If you look in close to his face, there's like a P that's kind of on the side of his mouth, and I don't like the P that's there. I'm not a huge fan of it. But I actually am a huge fan of the P that's just all over his chest. That big P on the chest, that is great. And I really like the gauntlets that have the fumes coming out of them. I like the pants. They're a little baggy, but they fit. Like the sort of abs and all that stuff. It really does kind of look like an Apex type character. And honestly, I might actually get this redrawn for my Apex streams, or if I ever do a Borderlands playthrough or anything like that. I'm going to talk to the person and maybe see if I can get them some sort of prize or something like that. But the stuff coming out of the wrist is a gas that smells like pineapple and makes people throw up. So that actually is part of his quirk, and I think that's really dope. But yeah, okay, so you're saying you messed up on his face, but it's not a P. All right, it looks like you kind of drew a P, but thank you for thank you for letting me know. Now, it's only the P across his chest. Now, I think in color, actually, this actually would have been way higher up in the submissions if this was a digital entry and it just had been in color or something like that. Like, it might have placed higher, but I'm not holding any of that against it. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely am looking at it for what it is. I like the derpy face. I love it when any of it is derpy faces. The actual design itself is pretty swaggy, and I do really think it's cool. But it's just not quite enough to make it to the top 3. But again, thank you so much to, I'm gonna get your name, Lord Zeo. Thank you so much for having this entry, and I see you in the chat. I appreciate you being in here. We're 20 minutes into this, and we're about halfway through almost. This one, very interesting design on this one. This one instantly I thought of like, this is JoJo Part 5 Pineapple. This is, and let me just get to the things that I really like right away. I really like the pineapple iconography on the back and on the sides of the legs. I really like it. Now, again, I'm not a massive fan, and I know you guys are gonna be like, "Whoa, why are you guys repeating it?" He does look like a stand. Whoa, why are you repeating that you don't like the pineapple texture on the body if you're gonna keep showing ones that have that? But pretty much all the entries, to a large degree, had kind of pineapple designs across the body or the outfits. Now, it does look like it's just the outfit. I like the boots. I like the braces on the arms. I like the elbow pads. The shades are pretty goofy, but you know, I feel like it definitely adds a little bit of character for him. But I love the name. The name is one of the reasons I wanted to show this one off on stream. Pineapple Supreme is a great name for a pineapple-based hero, and just thank you for being more witty than I am. And you can see the person's @ on the bottom left if you wanted to follow them on Twitter. And yeah, no, this pretty much is Pineapple Shocker, and his ability is to have pineapples pretty much come out of his hands that he can throw as grenades and stuff like that. And it's not the only entrant that has that idea, but I just wanted to show off this kind of, I really like the name, and I wanted to show off this kind of like Stan JoJo Part 5 looking design. I thought it was really cool. So thank you to William for sending in this design. And yeah, I just like the idea of having a character that's just gonna be throwing a bunch of pineapples at the enemies and maybe having them explode and all sorts of stuff like that. So thank you very much. Let us get to the next one. Now look, this one is the final out of our physical art entries. And I'm just going to make sure I get this person's name right. Where is it? This one was sent in by Diego. Now, I mean, where do we start here? Obviously, if this is the last physical art entry, this is pretty much my favorite physical art entry. This gives me like 90s anime vibes, because I already have the pineapple character designed outside of like his school costume. Like, I guess I'm talking about a school costume. But the theme here of giving me like a kind of Bancho personality, like a troublemaker, airhead kind of thing, I think that's actually a really good idea. And like someone's saying in the chat right now, I think the expressions are great. I think that it's a really expressive face. And whereas I kind of have the face as being very derpy, I kind of like the idea of having a really expressive face. Yeah, this doesn't look like a legit background character in the My Hero Academia universe. He looks like he'd definitely be a member of another class in UA or another school. And that's not, we haven't even gotten to the actual hero design on the left side. The hero name is Hawani, the Pineapple Lord. And just like, I'm not a huge fan of capes, but the pineapple design looks great here. The color palette is really interesting and diverse. The cape, I like the way it comes over the sides. I feel like in animation, this character would actually look really cool. And then on top of that, you have the gas mask and there's kind of Strider Hiryu bandana going around the side. I actually think there's a lot of really good positive stuff about this design. And another one of my favorite things about the design was the fact that the hair is like a controllable thing. Like, I have this big kind of pineapple hair for the regular mascot that you see all the time. I pop it up in videos if I can pop it up here. This hair, let me see if I can drag it. It's a lot. You see how that gets in the way of a lot? This guy decided to just give me the fade. He lined me up and gave me the haircut, and honestly, I really appreciate that he went and did that. And you see how it has like the little ridges on the end of the hair and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. If are you SpongeBob's house? I pretty much am SpongeBob's house. So thank you again to Diego. I appreciate you sending in. This is one of my favorite out of all of the drawn entries. He gave me a cool name, Kisan Khan. I've had trouble reading it the entire time, but Kisan I think is a really cool first name. And yeah, the most human OC so far. I think this definitely this definitely is something that could be in the My Hero Academia universe. So that's why I wanted to show it off. So now we're going to get to some of the digital entries. Uh-oh. We're doing that, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So we have Fruit Cup. Now, I'm going to keep it a band. I'm going to keep it 1,000%. I am not a huge fan of the hero name Fruit Cup. It doesn't really encompass who I am. But this submission is from Tech Stomper. And, you know, I appreciate you sending it in. I've seen you on the timeline adding me. I've seen you in the comments section. I've seen you have sent this a couple times. So, Tech Stomper sent in this really cool design that featured like a crazy grass glove. And when I was thinking of all the cool things that the grass glove can do, it's pretty much like the grass claws from the drawn entries. Grabbing someone from a distance, web swinging. It takes a lot of those aspects from other people's designs and just gives, like, adds it into the... Having it just be one arm, I think, is really cool, pretty much. Yeah, it does remind me of Finn's grass arm from Adventure Time. Even though I didn't watch that show to completion, I do have a little sister, and she did, and I remember having to hear about just Finn getting a cool grass arm or something that he could do a bunch of stuff with. Now, this is another one of those quirks that is based on acid. And I'm not sure, actually, if I have had one of those in the list so far, but one of the prevailing design choices that a lot of people made was to give the characters the ability to spit out acid. And see, the thing about that is, right, I feel like that's very, very similar to Ashido's power, and I didn't want to pick a winner that had that used the enzyme thing for pineapples, because obviously I did ask people to make the character broken if they could. And one of the ways to do that is to, I mean, people definitely did their research. One of the ways to do that was people did their research and they found out that pineapples have an enzyme that can pretty much disintegrate flesh, I believe. So, you know, having a character with a pineapple quirk that can manipulate that and you know, create all sorts of acidic properties and stuff like that is really cool. But at the same time, again, it's similar, I feel like, to Ashido. So I you know, I hesitate to have it be in the upper echelon of the really, you know what I mean? Like, it's very similar to Ashido, but I do appreciate you, Tech Stomper, for sending this in. I like that you made the t-shirt pineapple textured instead of having the body be, and I like that you also gave me the haircut. You gave me a cool little haircut. I really appreciate that. So let's get to the next one, and we're in the digital art entries now. For anyone, I see some people that are saying that they're getting back from walking away from the computer. Where this is the beginning of the digital entries. Next, we have this lovely submission by Elizabeth. Thank you so much for sending this in. Now, I'll be 100% honest. I am not a huge fan of the kind of tribal idea of the pineapple mascot, right? But I did really like this design because, one, he just looks so happy. He looks like a Newgrounds character off the bat. This looks like it belongs in Newgrounds Battle Royale or something like that. But also, I like the idea of having a giant spiked weapon that I hit people with. And yeah, just like Muhammad is saying, Tiki Pineapple is actually pretty cool. Now, I personally am not a fan of that design aspect, like that idea. There is another one in the list further on that also kind of shares that tribal Tiki vibe. And it was capable of making me... There's some other aspects to that are making me have that one higher in the list. But I don't know. I do like the Amazon hero Ringo. I do really like the idea of like having more diversity in the hero listings and stuff like that. But again, personally for me, I'm not a massive fan of the sort of tribal Amazonish sort of design. I'm more of a modern, you know what I mean? And you'll see by the winner of the contest exactly what I mean. But thank you so much to Elizabeth for sending this one in. I like the idea of the giant kind of pineapple bow staff hammer, warhammer type thing. And yeah, it's lovely. It really down to personal preference again on not liking the Tiki stuff. But thank you for sending in the entrance. And yeah, this definitely looks like it would be like Minetta's villain right here or something like that. So let's get to the next one. Now, once again, we have another one of these full body pineapple things, but I do like the idea of having the character be like the living embodiment of a pineapple. So this one was sent in. I want to make sure I get the name on stream, just like all of the others. This one was sent in by Bluebell Guys. That was the username. This I could. It was the same idea of being able to have pineapples as projectiles, but I like the idea here that I can take a leaf off of my body and pretty much use that to plant seeds that turn into pineapples that I can completely control and like, you know what I mean? I think that's a really good idea. Having the character basically throw a bunch of his hair leaves into a field, let's say, and then being able to control vines and all sorts of stuff, pretty much like Minagishi in the recent episode of Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. I think that's a really good idea. That's really, really powerful also. But sadly, what it came down to was me not being a massive fan, again, of having the full body sort of pineapple stuff going on, having the skirt sort of thing going on, you know what I mean? Like, there's just, but I felt like it was definitely worth showing off on the stream. So thank you very much once again to, I want to make sure I get your name correct, Bluebell Guys. I appreciate you. You know, I like that you threw the little thumbnail in there, and I do like that you redrew the UA student uniform version of Pineapple. He's kind of just chilling there, hanging out. His quirk is literally Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But I think that's really awesome, and that can be really useful in the My Hero Academia world, obviously. Having your quirk be Plants vs. Zombies sounds pretty broken. So I think that's really cool. So thank you so much. Let's get to the next one. This was actually, surprisingly, I feel like the day after I announced the art contest is when I got this. I got this really soon after I announced the art contest. I was surprised that it was so high quality, but this was sent in by Nick. Thank you, Nick, because this is really awesome. This is great. I like that it has the little derpy pineapple face on the shoes. This is Shield Hero Pineapple. That's exactly what it is. And, you know, the cape is actually, you see how on the sides the cape has kind of like the grassy, leafy. I think that's actually really cool. I think the cape not being that long is a really good addition. And he's just muscular. He's big. I really like that about this design. This is actually one of my favorite entries that I got, period, like in general. So I definitely needed to make sure that you guys saw it. It was also, like, again, surprisingly, just like, I got it so early that I couldn't believe it was such good quality. But having the pineapple shield and being able to like bash people with that, pretty much like, it's kind of like Pineapple Captain America in a lot of ways. What's up, everybody? In the chat, sorry that I'm not really, you know, going through all the messages right now, but I'm gonna lose my train of thought. I don't really have a script for this at the moment, so I want to make sure I get all the entries out the way and I get all my ideas and all that stuff out the way, so you make sure you're listening, my friend. All right, this is Pine Shard, and yeah, the shield, basically the strength and the size of the shield depends on how many pineapples the character has eaten in a day, and I think that fits right in line with My Hero Academia. It's just one of the things that sounds like it fits right in the world with how we've seen quirks work. And yeah, the design is awesome. I can definitely see this character being a character in My Hero Academia. I see him being just a guy that swoops in and beats up some villains and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, look at it. There's so many positives. Look at it. It looks like a DC character or a Marvel character. I see what you're saying, Tim Hansen, about disliking the cape, and I'm not a massive fan of capes, but I feel like the cape being small here and being kind of the size that it is, I feel like actually that was a really, really good, that was a good decision. Not having a full cape was a good decision. Definitely. So, and just make sure I get the name. That was sent in by Nick. So thank you, Nick. Unfortunately, not one of the winners, but, you know, I do appreciate you sending in your entrance. Now, look at this. This was sent in by Zeth Illustrations. This is really cool. There are some things about this that, there are only a few things about this now that I don't like, but let's get into it. I like the idea of having projectile vomit type acid stuff. Now, again, I took away a few points because that's kind of similar to Ashido's quirk, but there are other things that he can do. He can obviously web swing with the hair. That's awesome. And his design in general is really cool. You know what it is for me? I don't like that the shirt is like a belly shirt. That's one of the things for me that kind of lowered the, like, just took away some points from it. I like the gauntlets that are around the arm. It reminds me of a JoJo character in a lot of ways. It does kind of remind me of Greed from Fullmetal Alchemist also. But I like it. He looks confident. He has kind of the Robin mask on. He has the little pouches that Todoroki has, but it's the belly shirt. I can't get past it. I know it's something because it's my mascot. It's just something that I know I wouldn't wear, or you know what I mean. But I do like the fact that the shirt goes up to like parts of his neck. I like the fur. There's definitely like a Kiba sort of vibe to this that I really, really like. But it's the belly shirt. And again, you know, the pineapple full body thing that I'm not a huge fan of. But this is a great submission. And the little logo in the bottom right is awesome. So this obviously had to go up on the stream. I think everyone in the stream would agree. Thank you so much to... Let's make sure I get your name correct, my friend. Let us make sure I get your name on stream. Wow, this folder is... Where is it? I can't... Oh, Zeth Illustrations. I did say it. But yeah. Is the mic choppy? Is the mic choppy? Is the mic choppy? No, that sounds great to me. Okay, I'm going to end up going back to rewatch the video to make sure the audio is not... The mic is okay for me. Okay, all right. Well, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me know that the mic is okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get to the next one. So... What are we down to? Let's see. We are down to the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe we're down to the last 5. All right, so let's do it. This one, look at it. Come on. It's like Solid Snake, but a pineapple. This is awesome. This was sent in. I want to make sure I get your name. This was sent in by Jericho. This is like a Solid Snake ninja type pineapple. This is awesome. This is dope. On the left, you see that he's kind of just creeping with the pineapple mist about him. Alias, Citrine. And yeah, he is a mutant type quirk user. He goes to UA, and you can see the 3 things that he can pretty much primarily do on the right side. He can use a shield made of leaves. He can shoot things out of his back. I think, again, having projectiles that you can control is a big bonus. And I do like the bandana. Like someone was saying in the chat, the TMNT vibe. I'm not a huge fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But honestly, the bandana over the eyes has been... It has been giving people some bonus points. Now, look, yeah, Texas Homeboy is saying it's too edgy. It definitely is a little edgy. But I feel like you're allowed to be a little edgy in the world of My Hero Academia, especially because I do think the story is going to get a little darker as it goes on, and the characters' designs are probably going to get a little edgier too. Literally my favorite thing about this design is the fact that he looks like a character that gets in and out and takes care of things, but also the spikes that come from the back. I'm just imagining him being able to control them like Hawks controls his feathers, or the pony girl can control her horns, and that just... I mean, there's just so much you could do with that. So thank you to... Where's your name? Jericho. Thank you once again for this entry. I mean, it looks awesome. People in the chat are agreeing. It looks great. His pineapples are colored like Deku's hair. Yeah, like there's levels and layers. It looks like he has armor on his chest. The pineapple shoulder pads, the black. There's just a lot of really, really positives about this fan art. And that's why it's, I believe... in the top 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this is actually number 6. So now I believe we are getting into the top 5. I'm not quite sure if I literally have these in order, but let's see. It's actually a surprise to me. It actually is going to be a surprise to me which ones come up next. Let me make sure. Okay. Next one is going to be... All right, let's do it. Number 17. This, number 17 is just a file name that I have associated with it. This was sent in. I want to make sure I get your name right, just like everyone else. Let's be fair to everyone. This was sent in by Candy. This kind of reminds me of Koichi from part 4 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that's why I wanted to showcase this one on stream. I like... All right, now look. The boots, it looks like I have 12 pairs of boots on. but I like the Vault Boy face. I love the glove. Like the actual when you look at the work that this person put in, you look at the boots and the legs, and you actually see like where the tubing is going from, like, you know, like, to make the actual quirk work, because it's one of those, of course, it's one of those pineapple acid quirks. Yeah, it looks like it's in the art style of the Fallout series. It looks like a pineapple Vault Boy, but with the power to shoot people with acid from his fingers by doing the little Spider-Man, point. And I thought that the design was really cute. Cute wasn't exactly what I was going for with the art contest, but I mean, look at this. Of course, I'm going to show this on stream. This is great. I really love the textured kind of like dot details in the hands. I think that alone is really, really cool. The bracelets and all that stuff. I really like this design, but it's not quite what I was going for. And like we've already covered in this video, there are a few things that, just the tribal kind of tiki designs and stuff like that I'm not a massive fan of. But that was the art sent in by Candy. I believe that is in the top 5. And we're going to the next one. And yeah, the back is awesome. I really like a lot of parts of the design. It's just a few things here and there, especially now that we're in the top 5. I got to be a little picky. There's a few things here and there that aren't, All right, let us get, and these, by the way, the top 5, I want to say, I don't believe that I have them in any particular order. These are just like the best 5, I believe, that I wanted to include. So, they're all at or around or near the same level of quality, to a large degree for the most part. There are some that are obviously better. You'll see why they're a little higher up. But let's get to... Oh no! I see you in the chat, you Clace! I see you in the chat! And of course I have to show the design off. Look at this! This is incredible! What do you mean? Look at this, everyone! Come on! Where do I start? First off, the cape. This is my favorite. I believe this is my favorite use of a cape out of all of the people that sent in entries. That cape looks incredible, and the furry part that goes around the head, it's just great. I truly look actually comfortable, and this looks like a character that is also really, really easy to cosplay. Now, the idea behind it is pretty much grenades. They're pineapple grenades, and you can just imagine it. You just understand. You pull off the grass of the pineapple and you throw them. Like it's just great. Do you see? It's in a JoJo pose. I have the UA file stuff on the left side. That I didn't even ask for that. You know what I mean? Like, this is fantastic. And thank you so much, Euclase. I've seen you in the chat. I was trying not to spoil that you were in the that you were in this list. But of course, look at this. This is great. And really, come on. The icing on the cake, honestly, for me, was the UA file on the left side. So thank you so much for your entry. Of course. I'm sad that you're not number 1, but I hope that you do appreciate being so high up on the list. It's great. I'm obviously a really big fan of this. I remember you sent me the GIF of the pineapple reaction to my email, so I appreciate that also. Thank you for being a loyal fan and subscriber, and honestly, thank you for putting the time that you put into this. It's really something special. And the little pineapple icon clasping and holding together the cape, there's just so many things that I could point out and pick out about this that I really like it. So that I really like about it. So thank you for setting this submission in. And yeah, let's get to the next one. I actually put this in twice. All right, let me make sure the next one, I want to make sure I know what they are before I go into them. Now, this one is interesting. Now, wait a minute. I'm looking at my list and I'm realizing that I was wrong. This is actually in the top 3, Euclase. This, I believe, is number 3 out of the top 3 options. So you made it into the top 3. That's excellent. Now, I don't quite remember if I was going to. I know I planned on giving these My Hero Academia Christmas pins to people that were in the top 3, but I haven't gotten them yet, and I don't understand why I haven't gotten them yet because I ordered 3 sets of them. So I do need to talk to the person who went about making those pins because I haven't gotten them yet. But I'm sure if you would like something for being in the top 3, we can talk in emails, and maybe I can get you a Switch game or a game of your choosing and stuff like that. So we're gonna work that out. Just make sure you email me and we'll talk about it. So the next entry is, I know I said they weren't in order, but I'm realizing that I did actually put the top 3 in order to a certain degree. No, wait, I'm wrong. That's number 4, but we're gonna get to it. All right. So look, I missed one in this list, but that's fine. You'll still get a prize you placed. You're number 4, but I will talk to me in my emails. Look at this. This was sent in by Co D3X. This is raw. This is excellent. Now, the only reason that this isn't higher up on the list, and there's not much higher that you can go. The only reason, and the face is golden. The face is amazing. This is Street Fighter Pineapple. The only reason this isn't higher up on the list is because I personally am not much of a fan of like martial arts super high close type heroes. I think the leaf bandages around the arms, amazing. The pineapple shirt, and let me just tell you, this person sent in like a submission with so much detail. You see the body, the jumpsuit is separate. You see 2 different outfits. Like there was a lot of love put into this, and let me actually see if I can get. I wanna. Can I show? Look. I just want to show you, like the top entries here. A lot of it actually is the designs, but these people put so much time into the actual, like, all the different aspects of the quirk. Look at this. Look. The designs, the textures on the shirt gave all that. Look at that face. This is just awesome. You see what I mean? Look, even on the bottom right here, the sketches. Just this level of detail. All right. Let me out of here, you see her. Sorry, I had to take care of something in the chat. This level of detail is incredible. It's actually great. So this, I believe, is number 3 in the art contest, and I will reach out to everyone who is supposed to be getting prizes. I will make sure that I reach out to all of those people. And make sure that everyone that's supposed to get something does get something. Now, this is weird because I actually forgot to import this image. The number 2 entrance. We got to talk about it. All right. Look at this. This was sent in by Sammy. Now look, I said I am not a huge fan of I'm not a huge fan of the tribal thing, but Sammy really did everything possible with her submission or his submission to get me to love this. Look at the mini comic on the left side with like the name, like showing the hero name and the attention that was paid to this. You know what I mean? Like this, it's like, yeah, it's Mirio in pineapple form, and I'm not a massive fan of the actual hero design. But I mean, look, the you know what I mean? Like, I was not expecting someone to have the character going in front of the class showing their names. I wasn't expecting RoMelius. I think is actually a cool name, and the little pineapple in the name, that's awesome. I feel like, honestly, this design really needs a few changes. I would give him a shirt. I would change a few things. But I feel like the amount of changes that this needs to be like just amazing, like epic, and more in line with what I'm looking for. Like more of a kind of pirate theme maybe for this would actually add a lot of improvements. So this is number 2 on the list. This was again another very, very detailed submission. I I can't. I'm speechless. Thank you so much, Sammy, for including this in. Like, this is also another one of the very early entries that I got. There is more to this entry. I might post some of these on the timeline, so that we can really actually go in depth on all the things that they do and all the quirks and all the stuff like that. But I just wanted to get out of the way the actual, art part of it. So thank you so much. He looks awesome. I like that he has the one little tuft of hair that kind of goes over like Ultimate Gohan. I think that's really awesome. And you really found a way to make a goofy pineapple looking character sort of look like a cool bigger brother to the class type character. You know what I mean? And like I really, really, really appreciate that. I think you really knocked it out of the park with this one. And let me just prepare, I guess, for the winner. I guess we're here. I guess it's finally time. I honestly meant for this to be 15-20 minute stream. We're going on 50 minutes now. Very interesting. Let's look. All right. Let me preface this by saying when I saw this design 100% instantly, I didn't know that it would be the winner, but I looked at it and I was like, wow, okay, all right, that's what we're doing. And then that person was in my top 3 for pretty much the entire duration of the contest. That person was in my top 3. But then the person sent me a follow-up email. I thought I was creative, but the winner is the blank design. He sent me an invisible design. No, then they sent me a PDF with even more detail on the character. And I'm sure when you guys see this, you might agree that this should be the winner. But let's talk about this design. I want to just say the person's name because I know I'm going to have trouble with it. I'm only going to say it once. Thank you so much to Zeth for this entry. Let's talk about what it actually is. Do you guys want to do a drum roll? Look at this, guys. Look, come on. Let's really go into detail real quick. All right. So, his name is Pineabian Lakov. Now, Pineabian is a mixture of the word pineapple and my name. His birthday is March 27th. Sure, I'm sure that does have some significance. He's tall, strong looking, no cape. There's so much to get into here. I'm going to lose my voice doing this. All right, let's just get to the number one thing. His quirk is that he can completely control pineapples to the point where I believe, let's just read it. Actually, because this is the winner, let's go through the process of reading the entire, let's just make sure we get this done. All right, so his quirk is pineapple growth. Pineabian controls the growth of pineapples. He can transform small pineapple seeds to fully sized pineapples and back if necessary. When Pineabian transforms a pineapple, he can control the speed and size that it grows. Pineabian's pineapples have been seen to grow up to several stories high. To activate his quirk, he must know where pineapple seeds or pineapples are located. His hero visor, which I don't think is actually pictured here, but you probably are going to be able to see it in a second. I'm actually sure if I included it, but there is a small visor that he also included in another art of the character that goes on the face. And that visor basically lets me see pineapple seeds and easily locate them from vast distances anywhere that I go. And that's great. And obviously you can see it from miles away. Pineabian's quirk is reliant on how many pineapples or pineapple seeds are around. His quirk is otherwise useless without pineapples, so he makes sure to have a sufficient amount of pineapples in reserve. This can be an expensive requirement if he does not grow them himself. So obviously, and now look, this is just, there's so many layers to why this is the winner, right? My name Fabian, which some of you may know. My name apparently means farmer in some language, I've been told by my mother. I'm not sure if that's true. But my grandmother was super, super into agriculture and flowers and plants. And I just grew up with so many plants like in the house. So I'm super big into, plants and stuff like that and flowers and, just it's kind of a thing that a lot of people don't know about me. But I am actually into like cultivating plants and stuff like that. Right? So that being built into the character as being like this guy that has to be planting pineapples, farming pineapples, caring for them, I think that's really simple, but that's awesome. And that's something that was done without even knowing that detail about me. And it just makes me relate, like building sized pineapples, Holy Nova. Yeah, it makes me relate to the character a lot. And I mean, again, just look at the shoes. Look at the little pineapple icon on the belt. Look at built. I look like I go to the gym. The little hoodie that's part of it. The pineapple head. He stayed true instead of making the pineapple head this really cool and edgy like pineapple head. He stayed true to the kind of derpy pineapple head and just made it look cool. We have not even gotten to the. You see the casual clothes on the right side. We haven't even gotten to that point. And yeah, he can he can literally take a pineapple seed from his hand or his pocket, throw it, and completely control the size and the speed of growth for that pineapple. And he can shrink it, all that stuff. I think that's incredible. But let's get to the left side here. When not worrying about the damage he can cause, one of Overgrowth's ultimate attacks is to grow several pineapples and have them fall with great force. His ultimate move, Pineapple Meteor, is destructive and dangerous, so Overgrowth prefers to use ultimate attacks that are better suited to immobilizing criminals. One of Overgrowth's immobilization techniques is Pineapple Prison, a move that surrounds criminals with a wall of pineapples. Pineapple Rush is a popular technique from Overgrowth's fans and to Overgrowth himself, as he does not need to grow his pineapples to huge sizes. Instead, he causes criminals to slip or be pushed towards undesirable directions. He will shoot a pineapple seed when a criminal makes any sudden movement, slightly growing the seed to cause the criminal to stop their movement or possibly be off balance by the sudden force and impact of the pineapple hitting them. I mean, come on. Let me make this normal size again. Actually, I could just right click that and do it. Come on. And we haven't even gotten, there's more pages. There's more pages to get to. The next page. Let's just talk about the drip. Can we? This is just another layer to the delicious cake. Let me cough real quick. Let me mute real quick. Sorry, still coming off being sick. Do pineapples have seeds? I don't know, but in this anime they do. Let's talk about the drip. Okay? How is it that this person made a character that actually dresses better than I dress in real life? Look at the shoes. I don't know why the socks kind of look like doily socks. The pants look awesome. The sweater, he looks fly. I'm really going to lose my voice after this. But he looks fly. The little handbag that is filled with like pineapple seeds or like, come on. He looks awesome. The jacket. And literally, I only asked for people, and I didn't even think I was gonna get that many entries, guys. I only asked for people to give me just like a cool, show me what you could design for a cool My Hero pineapple mascot. And this person just went above and beyond to give me the casual drip. This looks like, if you know that Horikoshi does this, Horikoshi likes to show us, hey, they're going to have seeds this time. They're going to have seeds in this world. I guess he's born with pineapples that can only be made with seeds. And he plants them. And he figures it out, all right? Some part of the pineapple. Maybe one of the pineapple scales or something, let's say. I don't know. But the quirk's got to work. If you know that Horikoshi does the casual arts for characters, you'll know that there's tons of casual art for all sorts of My Hero characters, showing us what they wear outside of their school or their hero outfits and stuff like that. And I couldn't even believe like that someone would go out of the way to that, like, not only design this really well designed hero outfit, but then to go and give me like the drip on the side. I can't even fathom it. But we're not done. We're still not done. We're still not finished. Look at this. What is going on here? He or she went out of their way to then give me like rough sketches of what the character looks like in combat. So you have like, 1 second, I want to make sure I get zoomed in. So you have like the Pineapple Meteor Storm, top left. You see a little character right there with the pineapple. I believe this is just the same text that is on the first page. You have a huge pineapple here. You have the pineapple. You have him jumping over the pineapples. You have him with the little blaster where he shoots the seeds. This is great. But let me read the text on the top right here so you understand what's going on here. You see that he's kind of jumping over this pineapple here. Now, one of the things that people have noticed is no one's really given me a quirk that lets me fly. You know what I mean? Mobility is a big thing that I'm going to have to worry about, right? But here, I feel like I did. Okay, all right. So we're going to cover that here. All right. So not only are his pineapples good for long-range combat, they are good in several other situations as well. At close ranges, he can use his pineapples as instantaneous shields, a weapon to use during close combat, and to raise him to higher ground for mobility or when in tough situations. His pineapple can grow large enough to where he can stand on top of it as they can grow several stories high, and he can make a new pineapple grow in the air so he can hop to one another as if jumping from a falling rock. But he has to remember to resize them back to little seeds to not have giant pineapples fall all over the people that he's saving. Overgrowth has to always be careful of transforming his pineapples. If he does not be careful, innocent people can be hurt. Although his quirk can be powerful, Overgrowth's focus is to always save as many people as he can. Let me resize this back to normal size. So basically, I can, what the idea is, right? Let's say I need to get to the top of a building, right? Instead of flying, throw some pineapple seeds in the air and just grow them as big as they need to be for me to hop to the next one while I make those pineapple seeds small and kind of just jump off of them to get anywhere that I need to go in the air. Pretty much, it gives him the ability to fly by jumping off of things, and I think that's awesome, just having the mobility to do that. And then also being able to like drop those as meteors on top of enemies. You know what I mean? Like the pineapple kinesis, the whole thing behind that is just incredible to me. And again, I mean, it's just a clear winner. It's just this person went above and beyond. Sorry, I'm just losing it at this point. This person went above and beyond to just really go out of their way and create an incredible character design. I again like the fact that the hands and the gauntlets have a different texture to the rest of the suit. And I mean, it's just incredible. So I'm going to be reaching out to Sammy. Sammy is the winner. Let me go to my Amazon cart. Sammy is the winner of a Nintendo Switch that I made sure to buy yesterday. It should be coming to my house tomorrow. Nintendo Switch with gray Joy-Cons and one game, I believe. I'm going to talk to Sammy about, what game he or she probably wants for the Switch. I'm going to mail the Switch over. When a Switch gets here, I'm going to take a photo of it and stuff like that. And, hopefully I can get into the emails of Sammy and, have the whole process be confirmed, because some people on here host weird, like fake giveaways, and I don't ever want that to be in question here. So, and for anyone else that feels like out of the top 3, if you feel like you deserve a prize, talk to me. Let's definitely have a conversation. Maybe I can get you a game. If those My Hero Academia Christmas pins don't come in, I've honestly been waiting for them the whole time. The person that made those pins, I believe right now is at an expo. And I've seen some people say that they've gotten them, but weirdly enough, I haven't gotten mine, even though I ordered 3 sets, and that was 2 sets for the giveaway and 1 set for myself. But we're going to see. We're going to talk definitely. I'm so glad to finally have the art contest settled. Thank you again. Like I've been saying, thank you to everyone Everyone. You Clace, don't worry about it. It could be a game for a different console. My voice just cracked. It could be a game for a different console. It could be something, kind of in that $60 price range. We could definitely talk about it in my emails. Just make sure if you were in the top 3, come into my emails. Let's have a conversation about the prizes and what you would like. Again, thank you so much to everyone who had any part in the art contest. I don't know how to explain to you how much I truly appreciate all the time and effort that everyone put into their entries. Thank you so much. I do hope that I could do something like this again, hopefully over a shorter period of time. But thank you again to everyone that submitted anything. And yeah, I love you guys. I can't wait to get the prize to the winners. And I'll see you guys later. So this is Vocal Pineapple. Hope you guys enjoyed the art contest. Be ready to see this, by the way. The whole point of the art contest was for me to have a mascot that I could use in certain thumbnails and streams and stuff like that. So one of the things was, all the designs that were given, it was given with the understanding that I could put it on a shirt, or I could use it for merchandise, or I could use it for any of the many different reasons that I would be using it. So do look forward to seeing this pineapple design in maybe a few interesting ways. I'm not gonna say anything right now, but do maybe look forward to seeing this pineapple character in a few different ways. You might be seeing him later. So thank you guys. I'm gonna go rest my voice because obviously you can hear it is not in its tip top shape right now. I might lay down. I'm gonna have some water so I can still use my OC for my own stuff. Let me know which entry was yours. But yeah, anyone that that wasn't in the top, I mean, you could definitely, it's yours. So go for it. But thank you. I'll see you guys later. This is Pineapple. I hope you enjoyed the stream. It ended up being 1 hour and 5 minutes instead of 20 minutes like I expected. Peace out. See you later. You know what? I will play the intro again. Let's get it. I'll play the intro again.